look, the step and repeat. That means you're off site.
Oh, I'm here, baby. The Low Country. Barbecue food. It's fantastic.
What's it been like out there? RSM Classic. Seaside.
It has been absolutely magnificent weather up until about 2 or 3 hours ago. And then a front is moving in. And we didn't get the rain they were so much expecting today, but it's gonna really cool down tonight. And it'll be in the 40s first thing tomorrow morning, and then the high tomorrow is in the low 60s. And it'll probably be that way for the rest of the tournament through Sunday. Wind doesn't look too bad, though.
Yeah, I was looking at previous years. It's a pretty standard scoring year to year, about 20 under, good fields. They play two courses, of course, Plantation and Seaside, right? Plantation, they play once. Yep. Seaside, they play 3.
Correct. And they've done that for 9 years now.
Difference between them for you?
I've played both these golf courses. I used to come down to Sea Island for a national pro-am every March. So I've played both these golf courses like 20 times each. And as much as they look different, and they look vastly different, Plantation is tree-lined, what you think of a true Parkland-style golf course, and then Seaside is what you think of something at the beach with waste bunkers and no trees and just a lot of dunes and everything. They both really require the same skills. You got to be able to putt on Bermuda, and you have to be a great approach player.
Well, that makes sense as to the previous winners here. I was going to ask you about that. If you have Hughes, you have Aubert, you have
Svensson,
Streb twice, good putter. And then a lot of it is, you have Hughes first and 2 seconds in between 3 or 4 missed cuts.
Yeah.
So that indicates that this is a hot putter type course.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Bermuda grass, you've got to be able to fill up the cup. You've got to be able to make, when we talk about these birdie fests in the fall, you've got to be able to make 25 plus birdies this week.
Plus the other part is most of the guys winning in recent history have come in playing pretty well.
Yes.
Not off layoffs. And now you've got the top of the board here with McCarthy, with Aubert, with Harmon. They haven't played at all. What's your process there? Have you seen them play practice yet? Or
so I've seen Harmon and Aubert practice, but I've also seen them in the press conference room in the media center. And Harmon said he hasn't picked up a club in a long time. I mean, he started to play a little bit this week just to get ready, but as far as he's concerned, he's doing this to support the community. So for me, Harmon is a no-touch zone. He's completely enjoyed the off season. He says he's unwinding. He's going to his hunting house. He's been doing tons of hunting, et cetera, et cetera. Aubert, a week after the Tour Championship, he got meniscus surgery, so he didn't touch a club for a month, and he was only able to do some light swinging, chipping, putting, and then he didn't get the full swings until the end of October. So he's not battle tested. McCarthy's interesting because I think the putting plays a huge role here because he's got 3 top 10s in the last 5 years, and he does the same routine every year. This is the only event he plays, and he hasn't played since the end of the playoffs. So McCarthy's interesting because he does get the job done, but the other guys, I would be worried. Like Davis Thompson, he's up near the top, but he was 5th at Shriners. So I would be wary of Harmon and Aubert for sure.
McCarthy, one of the best putters on tour, 6 made cuts in a row here, 3 top 10s.
Yeah.
Has played once in the fall swing.
He hasn't played at all.
3 months. Poston played once and won, but doesn't have a great track record here. But again, it's not the course history doesn't indicate success. I mean, you could have wins and then miss 3 cuts in a row.
Yeah.
In fact, a winner, who was it? I think it was Svensson won off 3 missed cuts here previous year. So, he was on no one's radar.
And he played awful in the first round. He was like in 100th place after round 1.
Yeah. So
And
I agree with you. Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, speaking of rounds, and we have a rotation of golf courses, if this matters to anybody, 7 of the last 9 winners since we went to the 2-course format have started on Plantation the first day. Take it for what it is.
7 of 9 winners on Plantation.
First day.
And then back to back to back Seaside.
Correct. And Plantation is a couple strokes easier. It's got two more par 5s. It plays shorter. The par 3s are much easier, and it's just got a ton of par 4s that are like under 440.
I think Nick, this speaks to fall form. You've played some golf, and you find a hot putter, which can be anybody.
Yeah, I think it's going to be somebody who's played well this fall.
Patrick Rogers.
I'm thinking like a Justin Lauer or something like that, or Ben Griffin. I don't think it's somebody it's just going to appear unless they're an elite player like a Denny McCarthy. I feel like the trend is your friend. Somebody that's been playing well this fall, not every event, but has shown form this fall and can do what is required this week is definitely going to be in the top 20 and have a chance to contend and win over the weekend.
Well, it really narrows down the top end pool on DraftKings, 9K and up, right? The expensive players. Okay. Aubert, regardless of his knee surgery, meniscus, he's always a crowd favorite. He'll probably be 25% owned. So 1/4 of lineups will have Aubert. So you if you believe in that narrative, you could possibly wipe it and be ahead of the field, ahead of 25% of the field.
I wouldn't totally fade Aubert, but because I watched him practice today prior to the Pro-Am, and he looked phenomenal. But
fuck,
so I would
knee brace.
Well, no, so I wouldn't say I would just like wipe him clean of your slate. I would play him a little bit, but I would favor other guys at the top that have been playing, so on and so forth.
Let me just say then, in that expensive range, because you mentioned him.
Yeah.
Guys who played really well in the fall swing, guys who are really close and have a course history here. Ben Griffin is almost the top of the list for me in that range.
Yeah, and he lives here too. He's one of the 14 that call Sea Island home.
There you go.
So if we don't consider that to be a distraction, having people in town and having a big event here at home or the pressure of doing that, then he is certainly somebody. T8 last week. We liked him last week. He did his job
last year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And he's got the right skill set. He puts the ball in play. And then from there, he attacks with his iron game, which is very, very good for this field. And then, he's obviously a very accomplished Bermuda grass putter. He's no Denny or Mac Hughes, but he's up there. He's a top 10 guy.
I think Hughes is going to get a pretty decent ownership in terms of not being too highly owned at 8,800. That's to be determined. Right now, he's 7% projected. I think that's low considering his course history. I still love Mackenzie Hughes.
I was super happy because I didn't play him last week. When he had that 6-over round on Sunday, I said, "Oh man, that's going to be fantastic. He's going to be a great value on DFS, and his number is going to go through the roof as far as betting, and people are going to be off of him." And let's be honest, he's won here before, and he's had two top. He's two runner-ups.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Last year he shot 17 under on the weekend, Wiley.
Yeah.
He lost.
Yeah.
Because he shot 122 on the weekend. It's crazy. I also think that changed the way people play this golf course, by the way, Aubert last year.
Why?
Because if you look back to Svensson, his average driver distance was like 277 yards. And he could hit it a lot further than that. Exemplary ball striker, right? But for a reason, he was laying up and putting the ball in position. Aubert was 309. He just took out driver and just laid it out there, man. Just unzip the pants and let it go. And I think that
snake.
Yeah, exactly. I think that opened up the eyes to a lot of guys in the field. Like sometimes those guys, they just kind of, it's like herding cattle. They just do what they see, and then they compete. They say, "Oh, if I putt well this week, then I'll win." But he showed them a whole different way with which to play these two golf courses. He attacked full tilt all week, and he got to 29 under. So people have to look at that and they have to go, you know what? I'm going to use driver a lot more this year. I'm going to attack the heck out of this place and let's see what happens. And as a result, I think it's going to change. I mean, look at the Vegas score for the over-unders up to 23.5.
So they believe it'll happen again.
High teens. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to favor a little bit of OTT and based upon what he did last year, until someone shows me otherwise that they're going to be a plotter and win around this thing. I think you can bang it a little bit, be a great approach player, and then also obviously a Bermuda grass putter.
But there's just not many people like Aubert. You know, he can do that.
Yeah, he's 5th in the world. Yeah,
right. To me, most of these guys up top priced are plotters and good putters and not too long.
Don't kid yourself. Davis Thompson can move that golf ball.
Yeah, he just hasn't played.
He was 5th at Shriners a month ago.
Right. You're right. He's played once in 3 months.
Yeah. And he's from here. I mean, his dad is the tournament director.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's
what's
a lot
his
of
story. What's Davis Thompson Sr.'s story?
I don't know. Just a staunch supporter, probably, of the Davis Love Kool-Aid Club, and they built this tournament. It's the 15th edition. They're very proud of giving like $30 million to charity here in the Brunswick, Low Country, Golden Isles area.
You know what the strange thing is this year about this tournament?
What's that?
The purse is lower than last year.
Dude, we've been talking about that all fall. There's only one purse. Forget Black Desert because that's a brand new event. There's only been one purse that has been equal, and none have been higher. All six out of the 7 have been lower. This one's $1 million less. And it's the only fall event where we're getting 156 players because we have 2 golf courses, right? You got to be prepared this week because guys are teeing off between 8:30 and 11 a.m., and then they're done for the day. Yeah. So you get your golf in early.
Other names I know you're going to like. Harris English.
Love it.
Yeah. Good fall swing, good course history. Can make putts.
Yeah. 6th at Black Desert, 9th at Shriners, 14th at Worldwide Technology. And, he's at home again here. For certain guys, I like that narrative. So, he's a top 10 Bermuda grass putter. Certainly a guy that can go nuclear and get to 25 under or 24 or whatever the winning score ends up being. So
there's 3 guys in that one clump: Harris English, Mackenzie Hughes. We talked about Eric Cole's the 3rd.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're reading my mind.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, if we keep doing this any longer, we're going to be married. I'm telling you.
Just overspending up for a risk on Aubert recovery, no golf in 3 months, or potentially Davis Thompson trying to now impress his dad. I'd rather go balanced in that range. I'm going to add your 4th, and now we're going to be married for 20 years. It's JJ Spawn.
No.
Fuck. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you got to go back to the Pro Tour. JJ Spawn and that withdrawal, and then shows up the next week and plays Black Desert and plays fine.
It was a fake withdrawal. He did.
Okay. I'm from Jersey, where your word matters. You fake withdraw for a while. Look what I'm doing with Keith Mitchell. We're over 30 weeks, and he's at home this week.
He's now sub 8K and unplayable.
He was the favorite twice this fall, betting favorite on the board twice this fall, and now he can't make cuts.
You can't make cuts. You can't make putts. No putts, no cuts.
JJ Spawn's got a nice history here recently. Certainly the approach game is very, very good. Bermuda is one of his better surfaces. There's no doubt about all that. All of that makes sense. I've got my issues there. So
you're going to regret JJ Spawn. I'm telling you right now. He's a first-round leader candidate. Is he playing on Plantation first?
I'd have to look that up. Okay. I wasn't paying attention to him. So
okay. Let's keep going.
Let me look at the content. Go ahead.
Okay. You mocked me, probably rightfully so, for chasing Patrick Rogers last week, and Patrick Rogers came close to winning, came close to doing well, top 10.
Yeah, no, he was just with his 3rd top 10 in a row there. Yes,
decent, right? Seems to like it here.
Yeah.
Good putter. Good to above average putter.
Above average.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like he's not like a Harris or a Mack or a Denny or something like that, or a Ben Griffin on Bermuda grass, but I'll give him a solid B for sure. Yeah.
He's long too.
I think he's one of those guys that will change the way he plays the golf course.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
When you said that, I was like, well,
Yeah.
Patrick Rogers is long.
He would be a candidate for that for sure. Because in the past, he would be the type of guy that would follow the others around and hit long irons and fairway woods just to these places, in between the marshes, and so be it. But I think a lot of those guys get out the big stick and just start going after it, which would be a lot of fun to watch.
Justin Lauer, given he continues to play amazingly well,
big time. Yeah,
Lauer's history here
not good,
but I'm wiping course history.
Yeah, I like Lauer right now. He is really confident with the putter, and you're going to need to make a lot of putts.
Yes. Highsmith, yes.
Hadn't thought much of it. Looked at it. Yeah, I mean, I think Bridgman over Highsmith if we're down in that range.
Yes.
I think Grayson Sigg over Highsmith.
Yeah, so. Sig had a good week last week.
Sig's had a good fall. And let me look up for a second here. 4th at the Precor, 11th at Black Desert, 23rd at the Shriners, 9th in Bermuda, and you're gonna love this. Wow. You're gonna love this. This is why I'm your number one soldier out here on the front lines, right?
Okay.
Guess who owns the course record of 58 on Seaside?
Patrick Rogers.
Grayson Sigg.
I knew that. I remember. When was that?
He did it playing with his buddies, but he shot 58 from the back tees.
Last year he top 10 here last year. This was the kind of the arrival of Grayson Sigg for me.
Yeah, Georgia kid, and he definitely his best surface. He really tends to peak on Bermuda grass greens. It's a really good surface for him. So
he's had a great stretch. Pro Course, Anderson, Black Desert, Shriners.
Yeah. I made every cut this fall. I mean, this definitely he's on my placement card for sure. And let's be honest, they could let 200 guys in here, but everyone's here for one reason. That top 125. They're battling. I talked to Gino today, and he was like, under his breath, he's like, man, I just want a job next year. There's pressure. People are thinking about it.
Job in terms of
caddying for Joel.
That they're going to be on the Corn Ferry, or that he's going to just separate.
Well, I think it's a little bit of hyperbole, but he says it's been very anxious the last couple of weeks out there playing, thinking about top 125 for sure. Yeah.
I don't also believe you can just turn it on and say, well, I'm just going to play well this week. I've decided to play well this week.
Well, the thing with Joel that kills you is that he's struck the ball beautifully all fall. He's losing like 4 shots a tournament with his putter.
He can't putt.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, he misses the hole from like 5 feet.
He's got the Keith Mitchells.
It's not something you want.
I saw Matt Wallace last week. He finished well, but he also took about an acre out of the course with his iron. If you saw that, remember he got mad after. Iron?
Yeah.
He's a hothead, dude.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely been some guys like a Justin Rose, like him, like a couple others that have been of the British Isle descent that have played well here. Seamus Power, another one I could think of, have all played well here. So when the wind kicks up, I think it's going to be a pretty mild week. It's still very damp today. We're still going to get rain today. It's going to soften the greens up. And then tomorrow it's going to be like blowing 15, which is nothing for this place. And the guys are playing a 7,000-yard golf course with receptive greens. So first round leader, 9 under on Plantation. It's going to be cold tomorrow, but they don't tee off till 8:30. This isn't like 6:45 in the morning and Discord's, screaming about, somebody's lost a tournament after one bogey, at 6:45 in the morning. These guys don't come out. They're not even going to warm up until 7:30 in the morning. It'll be 55 It'll be 50 degrees.
That's what's going to make that's what makes the Discord great. It's that whoever gets the first birdie wins.
Oh, of course.
First bogey, we hate them.
I mean, God forbid it's somebody we mentioned today and they double the first hole tomorrow. I mean, that person.
No, JJ Spawn's going to be first round lead. I can tell you exactly where he's playing. Vince Whaley continues to play well. Course history.
What's interesting about Vince Whaley, and I got to know him through my Georgia Tech ties, but he was an unbelievable ball striker out of Dallas when he went to school there and everything. And he has made his putting a strength. Almost so that it's like this fall, it's been a bigger strength than his ball striking. He's super long, very, very good ball striker, and now he's been a great putter this fall. So he's definitely somebody that people should pay attention to, for sure.
Patrick Rogers is first out on Seaside tomorrow. What do you think plays lower Plantation tomorrow? I
mean, the scoring average overall will be lower on Plantation. Okay. There's 4 par 5s, and it's more protected from the wind.
So if you're playing first round leader, Spawn 923 Plantation.
There should be 2 different markets, right? Because there's 2 different courses.
There won't be.
Then I would only play Plantation.
Yeah.
And that's a hedge. That's just
with no weather bias you seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. No weather bias.
Okay.
They're all playing at the same time.
Yeah, but some people are playing Seaside first.
Okay.
And if the wind is heavier Thursday.
It looks the same. It's 15 west-northwest on Thursday, 16 west-northwest on Friday.
Is that your model?
No, that's Weather Underground.
Which is you build.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we invented that. Yeah. It's Weather Underground, powered by Read the Line or Run Pure Sports. Yes.
2 other names, low 7s. I couldn't really. Well, I've got one of the 6s for you, but then I'm going to turn it over to you for value plays.
Okay.
Wesley Bryan was a great call last week. What he shot on Saturday was electric. Nearly won the thing last week in Bermuda.
Yeah.
Can't see much in the way of trouble here for Wesley Bryan again at a course like this.
I mean, it definitely suits him. He's a South Carolina kid. He's won at Harbortown on the PGA Tour. That's his only win. It's the same sort of setup here. It's the low country. And he's number 125. He's got to play good. He's got to make the cut. And remember, this is the first week in a long time. We've got 156 in the field. This is the first time that more than half the people aren't going to make the cut. So you really have to pay attention with your DFS lineups to what you're doing at the bottom of the board. And we've got to hit some people because, with two golf courses, we will have a cut on Friday night if there's no crazy unknown weather delay to us or something like that. And we've got to be super thoughtful about our process this week.
So is RSM the final for the 125 cutoff? Is this the
Correct.
Final week?
Yep. 51 through 60 become the Aon next 10. And I mean,
the next 10, like they just show up at events and hope to get in?
No. The Aon next 10 are the guys that get into Pebble Beach and Riviera.
Oh, 51 to 60. Okay. I think
51 to 60.
151 to 60.
No. And then top 125 get their card. And by the way, it was, oh my God, the place was oozing Kool-Aid today. We had Caitlin Clark playing with Jay Monahan in a pro-am for 9 holes. And guess who their pro was? You should be able to get this. Caitlin Clark. Who was their pro?
Wyndham Clark.
No.
No, who? Keith Mitchell.
Where did Caitlin Clark go to school?
I have no idea.
Iowa.
Okay.
Who's captain Iowa?
Zach Johnson?
Yeah, and lives at Sea Island, yes. Yeah. It was crazy. I mean, there's so many PGA Tour entertainment cameras going nuts. It's just like.
ZJ has played well, and he loves it here.
Yeah, he lives here.
A couple of these older guys like Sink and ZJ.
I don't know that Sink's shown any form lately, but ZJ always is a good grinder here.
On the Champions, he has.
That's true.
Big Stu. Two. So Wesley Bryan, the other one was Echeverria. I mean, he continues to play great.
Yes.
Overlooked and cheap.
Yeah, I mean, aren't 3 of the winners in the 7,000s? Him, Campos, and Kazire. And Kazire lives here.
Yep.
I mean, there's three guys right there. Echevarria, right? He's played good. He's played good. For sure.
Steep bargains. Have any?
I'm thinking about a couple guys here.
Okay.
One of them's a flyer, so take it for what it is. But the first two I feel pretty good about. Lanto Griffin, down in the 6K range. He's played well this fall. He hits a ton of greens in regulation, and we got to get through the cut. Right? We got to get these guys to perform. And down in 6,000s, he is somebody that he's made all 5 cuts this fall that he's played. So that's a good sign to me. Good ball striker, can putt, 12th at Bermuda, Lanto Griffin, the other Griffin. Okay. And then the second one is Ryan Moore. And I go with Ryan Moore because this is the type of golf course where he can hit irons all day long and he's just going to hit them really close and make some putts. And he was tie 8 here last year playing in, average weather. It was rainy some of the days, and top 25 in Bermuda last week. So we've got a little bit of form to go on. So Ryan Moore and Lanto Griffin are two guys I'm paying attention to in the 6K land. And then how about NBC's favorite shock jock commentator showing up to Bermuda with a little 29th place, Mr. Kevin Kisner. Right?
Yeah.
2015 champion here.
He's the mayor of Sea Island.
Yeah, he's very, very good here. He's had a lot of top 10s here over the years, even in years where he hasn't played great. He's definitely a horse for course. Look at what he did at Wyndham that one time when he won late 2021 without any form. So if he showed a little form there in Bermuda, maybe he was looking ahead to Sea Island to have himself a good week. I watched him hit some balls yesterday, and he looked very good. And he's not a guy that, we're really worried about him ball striking. We're worried about him scoring and putting and everything. And if he felt good.
What is he on the FedEx Cup list?
Oh, geez. Lanto Griffin's 171 and Ryan Moore's 146. So what's Kevin Kisner, 1,000?
So what happens to 126 and up? Just
well, they can go to third stage of Q school, right, which is in December, and then they go into the reshuffle. So 126 to 150, they can play Corn Ferry and such, but they basically go in the reshuffle, and they probably don't get in a field until Mexico in February.
Right.
And then they get in all those summer fields where no one wants to play.
Kisner. Yes, Cooper Kisner.
Yep.
I was going to say Webb Simpson, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I've quit. I'm done.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Kisner's like 180, 190 in the FedEx Cup, so he's got to win.
Yeah. Last time I was at a PGA event was Montreal. Antonio asked. There you go.
Kevin Kisner here's for the party and the party only. So these guys just drop off the face of the planet now? We just never see them again? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get even more demanding next year when it cuts to 100. 25 more guys are going to lose their job.
Smaller fields and 100 FedEx Cup.
Play hard, boys. Play hard.
And no money qualifiers.
Very, very few. Which those people are they're great stories and all, but they very rarely add up to anyone that has a substantial finish. How many times do you find yourself getting someone in DraftKings at 6,000 or 6,100 and they make a difference to your lineups? Once, twice a year? What's the deepest guy we went this year, you and I together, that I was talking about? Davis Riley, who was 350 to 1, and he ended up winning Charles Schwab. That's like one example all year. Usually we get somebody in 66, 68, 67.
Jim this year again, though.
No. The deepest number, because he was like 63.
Omar Aresti.
Stop with Omar. Oh, God. Don't get me started with him, because he plays in PGA events, like PGA of America events. Guy's got like $5 million in career earnings on the PGA Tour, and he like shows up to like the North Texas section, championship. Come on, buddy.
Could you beat Omar Aresti right now?
No, that's my point. It's annoying.
Chris Kirky, I don't care that he hasn't played much in the fall. I always love Chris Kirk.
So Chris Kirk, like Zach Johnson, is one of two guys that have played in all 14 of these, and he's playing this year. Chris Kirk was in the press room yesterday, and he said that he's been spending more time playing lefty than righty because he's trying to break 80 lefty.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. It's your off season. You won top 50. Do whatever you want. So he's been playing a lot of left-handed golf. So I don't know how that is going to help him, but so be it.
All right. I think we covered it.
Look at that. Kisner, 789th in the world. I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said he was 1,000th on the FedEx Cup points list.
He's 190. But he'd have to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he, as a guy that's down at 6,600 in a field of 156, he could definitely finish top 40 this week.
No, he just screams this course to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even a Kuchar type does too.
I mean, Kuchar doesn't live here anymore, but he lived here forever, and he's obviously very comfortable playing in the low country. Kuchar could be scary because we haven't heard his name since like the Procore. And he played great to close the season. He could be an issue. He could be. For sure.
Okay. We're ready. Are you ready?
By the way,
your internet's been great.
Thank you.
You could be still at home just with a backdrop with RSM and made yourself a lanyard.
Let me see. Let me get something. All right, hang on.
I'll just sit here and wait. Is Keith okay today? If he brings back a bottle of booze, that will round out this bit nicely. Is it wine? Keith? Look at your credentials. What?
All right.
Go ahead.
Here you go.
Oh.
And this is a practice putting green, little flag stick, right? Okay. And the wicker baskets are on all of the, well, they're not pin flags, but on all of the pins on the Seaside Golf Course, because you don't get to see the win, right? A la Marion, right? So there you go. I'm here.
I would love for security to come in and just whisk you away.
I mean, let me see. Where was I this year? Memphis could have been. I mean, where I was in Memphis with the bugs and everything, and where I was and what. Yeah, that was a day that we were taking some risks. But
I thought you were going to bring Chris Kirk with like duct tape over his mouth into the shot.
No, I'm in the
Memphis. You were so hot.
Oh God. And the bugs. You remember the bugs? Oh,
yes.
Geez. Yeah.
It's fucking Memphis.
I mean, like, why are we in Memphis in August?
FedEx.
And then we went to Denver, and it was
FedEx.
so beautiful. Oh God. Yeah. Anyway,
this needs to happen. Otherwise, we may see the last of Damon for a little while.
I mean, I think we could have a very positive conversation about it, but I would need to see what's going on. I've taught the game for over 12,000 hours, so I think that I could help. And I think I could give him a fresh perspective, but I really would like to see what's going on. There's some great putting teachers out there. David Orr, John Graham, Phil Kenyon. Phil Kenyon fixed Scotty. It's really about process and their mental acumen. And obviously Joel is not in a good place in that, like Max with the driver. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
All right. You ready for it?
Ready to ride.
Jump on it.
Ready to ride it.
Let's get it.
Then you shouldn't be afraid to ride the snake. Ride the snake.
Ride the snake. We're going to ride the snake. It's 5 players each. Could be from any range. Just top 5. Top 5 plays that you want to play this week.
Okay.
No dupes, no provisionals, no mocking. No raised eyebrows of confusion, which yes, or like this. No head tilts.
Oh, no head tilts?
No, because that's mocking. You can't do this.
I mean, are we married? Like literally, like I can't do anything to mock. Like I can't have any subliminal, like subtle. Let me move my mouse. Hang on. Okay,
all right, call in the air. Heads or tails?
Wait, hang on. What's the 2? You always use the Canadian coin. What is it called again? The queen and the something?
The loon.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Flip it. Tails never fails.
It was the queen. All right. I'm going to go.
Every time.
I'm going to go. Ben Griffin 1. I think he's close and or gets it this week.
The 15th first-time winner of the year. We've had 14.
Yep.
I'm going to go number 1, Mac Hughes.
Okay.
And number 2, I'm going to go Eric Cole. I think a lot of people are skipping Eric Cole. The guy was 6th at the Zozo.
Bro.
He was 3rd here last year. Great approach game, great putter. Just like a perfect fit for him to kind of like slide in there at 40-1 and just like shoot 23 under and take this thing.
With you. I'm 100% with you.
Okay.
I think I'm the one who brought it up. But since there's no duplications in Snake Draft, I'm going to go Hughes, and then I'm going to go Cole.
All right. My 3-4. 3, I'm going Harry English. And 4, I'm going Dirty Denny McCarthy.
Okay. 4, I am going English.
Okay.
5, I'm going, it's either Sig or Lauer. I got to go Lauer on form.
I tell you, if only you could see what I have written down here.
It's Lauer?
Oh, yeah.
No dupes.
100%. 55-1. I mean, you could just see the story written by PGAtour.com. It's so simple. Yes. 2nd at the Worldwide, 5th at the Bermuda. He tasted at Bermuda, and then Rafael Campos, as a brand new father, blah, 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 beat it, right? And then Lauer the next week makes 1 million birdies, gets the job done, and there we are.
Justin Lauer, he's 35. I mean, he's not young.
No, he's a seasoned touring professional for sure.
All right, there it is.
And he's uber confident right now, which I love.
Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
What does confidence look like to you? What does it taste like? What does it smell like?
Well, I mean, are you asking, what does it look like to me? Because that's different than what it is to me personally. Okay. But what it looks like to me is when the guy is messing around on the range, and he's messing around. He's just hitting shots exactly where you can see his target is. And then he looks at his caddy, he looks at his coach or his agent or whatever, and they're like checking out memes on their phone and everything. And they're just kind of like BSing all the time. And they're not really, and then he goes out and shoots 63. And you're like, okay, well, that guy's like, he's dialed in, and Lauer's been dialed in pretty much all fall, and he keeps getting better and better and better. We got 1 week left to capitalize. I like it.
Any opposites to that theory? Like anyone lacking confidence that you see out there? Of importance?
Now, I was just really concerned about the guys that come in the press room and say, I don't play golf at all right now.
Right.
Like it's my off season. Harmon, Kirk, I talking or watching some of the guys like really grinding that are like between 124 and 135 they have to make the cut, and then they have to like finish in the top 50, and then they get in and they get their card for next year, and they're so close.
That's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of anxiety there. And, I would rather be feeling like Wesley Bryan going into that than Joel, for example.
All right. Our list, me, Griffin, Hughes, Cole could win. English, Lauer, no duplications this week again. That's good. That didn't break any rules. Yours are Hughes, Cole, English, Denny, and Lauer. Like them all. Touch them all, Joe. I like them all.
I think there's some strong names there.
Can you just hold that up during the week so we can see you on TV?
Like, stick it back here.
Yes, just do that.
Like this.
What's next week? What have we got next week?
Thanksgiving. Turkey.
That's right.
Week off.
Right.
Hey, the women are playing for the women are playing for $4 million this week. First place, $4 million. 11 in the purse. It's pretty good. We'll have the hero in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you and I are building a better mousetrap for 2025. Stay tuned, everybody.
CME Group Tour Championship, LPGA Tour.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's wrapping it up this week. This is it.
RSM, first round leader. Who's your first round leader? Give me one. Plantation Course.
Let me think about that for a second here.
JJ Spawn's mine.
Mac Hughes.
Is he Plantation?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Salute.
I think
Happy Thanksgiving.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mac Hughes goes 40 under this week, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, he came to the Pro Tour before the President's Cup. He was fourth. Went to the President's Cup. He played good in Canada. And he was, in a field of 24 guys, he was like the 23rd or 22nd best guy. And he played good at home. A lot of pressure there. Then he came back. He was, eighth at the Shriners, I think. Eighth at the Sanderson the week after the President's Cup, and then he had one bad Sunday in Bermuda. I'm down on Mac this week.
He's becoming from a sort of fringe golfer that plays well time to time to being a very good golfer. President's Cup player, reliable. Maybe Corey Connors became a star because his early success, but his success in majors.
Yeah.
But Hughes is on that.
But let me ask you a question real quick about that. Corey Connors and Mac Hughes have the same amount of wins. They both have 2, right? Yeah. Connors at the same place twice. Mac Hughes both in the fall. Right. But whose career would you take going forward from here? Whose skill set would you want? Would you want to be like an impeccable ball striker like Connors, or would you want to be just like a mad scorer like Hughes? I would take Hughes. 100%.
I think with the way the tour is shaping up, and I think the importance on scoring, probably Hughes. I did remember what a pro said to me in terms of what skill set they would want if they could be master in one of them, whether it be driving, irons, short game chipping, or putting. And they said off the tee.
Ooh.
They said off the tee because they said look at the top 5-10 in the world at that time, and what do they do well? Rory, DJ, Bryson, Xander,
Ludwig.
Like they just in difficult spots they can get the ball out there in the fairway long, and I think that's why Corey plays well in majors. But I would say that Mackenzie Hughes can be competitive in more regular tour stops on the PGA Tour with his game.
Yeah. It's an interesting conversation we'll continue to have.
And I think I'm right. All right. Later. Put the stick in your back. I don't need to see where you are. God bless.